Hello again, everybody. I am back for the second time today. No cards in this particular reading. I'm just doing a community service announcement. I was lying awake for a while last night thinking about what was happening with the heat and the bushfires in Europe. Now, you guys are under an extreme heat warning over there. We were getting reports yesterday that you were expecting 41 degrees overnight our time. I haven't checked it, but I just wanted to being in Australia where 41 degrees is summer for us, but we are built for it and we build our houses for it, and we build our environment for those sorts of heat. So I just wanted to run through a few things, especially with our recent extreme bushfire season in 2019, 2020. Living on farm at that stage, it was quite scary, and I just wanted to run through a few bits and pieces that you are probably already aware of, but that we found useful over that period. So we have a app in our country called Fires Near You Alert. If you have an app like that, something in the country that you're in Europe and the UK, please download it, please keep an eye on it, and just be aware of what's happening in your environment. So I'm just going to run through a list of things that found very useful. First of all, especially in the major cities, you guys don't have air conditioning. Your houses aren't built for heat. Your houses are built for heating. So what I'm going to run through is a few recommendations that we have in Australia. First of all, stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water, but also if you don't drink excess water to the point where you're diluting, if you're finding you're drinking a lot more than usual water, put a pinch of salt and a squeeze of fruit juice or something in the water as well, just so that you're getting your electrolytes and your salts in that water as well. If you can, pack up the family and head to somewhere like a local shopping mall. Don't feel guilty that you're going to have to buy something. Go prepared. Take books for the kids, take toys, take games, and make a community event out of it. Just try and get somewhere where there is air conditioning during those really extreme parts of the day. If that's not possible, obviously if you don't have air conditioning, fans, brilliant fans to evaporate the sweat that you're producing, that will keep you cool. And I know, especially in the UK, because you're surrounded by water, it will be a humid heat, which is even worse than the dry heat. So put the fan on you and try and confine to a room instead of trying to cool the whole house. Pull your curtains and blinds when it gets to the stage where it's hotter outside than it is inside. There's no point in trying to get a cross breeze through. Use your fans for that. Keep the light, keep the heat out, and so pull your blinds and curtains. Wear loose light clothing, things like this. I mean, I must admit, I feel a bit silly doing this today where it's raining outside and we're 11 degrees Celsius, but I'm nice and warm inside. But this is loose cotton with a singlet underneath. Wear something loose and light, but also that covers you as well, so that you're not getting sun on your skin. Check on your neighbours, especially if they're elderly. Invite them over. It might be awkward and uncomfortable for a day or so, but this is the time for the neighbourhood to come together. Wet towels, wet sheets, fabulous. What I have found in the past, if we've not had air conditioning, especially as children, lie under a wet towel or hang a wet towel between the fan and yourself, so the fan is blowing the cool, moist air at you. Flannel on the feet I find really well, works really well. something cold, something from the freezer in the armpits or around the neck. Having a cold flannel from the freezer, cold wet flannel from the freezer, or face cloth, whatever you call it, around your neck makes a huge difference. Wear one, have one in the freezer at all times. If you're in a actual bushfire area, which we had been for several years, for a couple of decades, have a bug out bag next to the door. Well, the Americans call it a bug out bag. We call it, I don't know what we call it, just your emergency bag, that has your vital documents in it, your birth certificates, your marriage certificates, your passports, your something with your bank account on it if you need to, your heirloom jewellery, your photographs that you want to take with you if you need to, water for everybody, and just have a bug out bag next to the door that if things go really haywire very quickly, without warning, you can grab and take. You're not having to search for anything. So have that. Pack your, what we found, especially in that 1920 year, several times I had to pack the car. Be prepared, and if you are at a stage where you need to pack the car, make sure you have spare clothing for everybody, toothbrushes, cash if you've got some, because what we found is a lot of places, once the phone lines and the power lines went out, if you're trying to buy fuel, FPOS doesn't work. So, the little cards don't work. So it doesn't hurt to have some cash as well, a couple of $100 to keep you out of trouble. Have your escape routes planned, more than one escape route, because if your planned one gets cut off, you need to immediately be aware of a second escape route to get out. If your car is in a garage with an automatic opener, make sure you know how to open the garage manually, and if it cannot be opened manually, then either leave your garage open or put your car in a shaded position outside, because you don't want to get caught where the power goes out and you can't get your car out to escape. And look after your pets. Don't give your pets iced water. It actually messes up their innards and they can't cool themselves then, but make sure they have plenty of cool water, fresh water, and shade, and bring them inside, unless they're big pets. We had, in that particular year, we labelled the horses several times, a label with our phone number on it, rubber banded to the mane and the tails for the horses. We put their halters on and put our phone number on those as well. So if we got to the stage where we just had to leave, we would have thrown all the gates open, so the horses had multiple methods to get out, and we could be found later. They were microchipped as well, but it just makes it a lot easier. It means the horses could have got it out, but have your cat carrier handy, have your dog collars and leads handy, so if you need to go, you can grab the pets and go. Be aware of I'm sure there's a million things I'm forgetting to tell you here. Just be aware of the smoke. Bushfire smoke is more toxic than, if you think back into the industrial age in the UK with the coal burning, etc., and it was actually quite poisonous. Bushfire, wildfire smoke is very similar in that it is toxic. If you have a respiratory problem, please take extra precaution. Try not to go outside if you can help it, and keep everything sealed. If you do have to go outside, please mask up. This is nothing to do with COVID, masking for COVID. This is masking for your own health, and even if you don't have respiratory problems, please put a mask on when you go outside. And what you may find is that the smoke in the atmosphere may lead to a cooler winter to follow. So just be prepared for that as well. I'm sure there's a zillion things I've forgotten to mention. If you keep your phones charged at all times is a common one, an obvious one. But if you have any other advice, please put it in the comments below. And we are thinking of you. We have been through what you are going through. It is scary. It is horrific. Stay calm is the most important thing you can do. Stay safe, stay informed, and try and stay cool. Check on your neighbours. Just and put up with a little bit of discomfort in that if you have air conditioning, please invite people into your home. If you don't, but you have a room that you can keep cool, check on your neighbours and your family and see if they want to join you. Put information out on your community Facebook pages, offering help if you have the ability, and just look after each other at this time. So we are really feeling for you. Take care of yourselves, look after yourselves, and I shall catch you later. Bye bye. Love to you all.